I'm Young Buzz. Welcome back to the channel. Today we're diving into a story that honestly feels like one of the biggest cultural shifts happening in real time. And I'm really curious to hear what you think about it. Because this isn't just news about another K-pop group getting popular. This is bigger. This is about Katseye, a group that debuted less than 2 years ago, now shaking up global search rankings, dominating charts, influencing fashion, and stepping directly into conversations usually reserved for Beyoncé, Coldplay, and Grammy-level giants. So let's sit down, talk about what's happening, why it matters, and whether Katseye is genuinely redefining what it means to be a global group in 2025. So here's the headline. Google just released its yearly Searches in 2025 report. And guess who's sitting right up there, second place, in the United States? Trendy Musician category? Katseye. Not second place in Korea, not second place in the general entertainment category. Second place in the US among musicians who had the biggest surge in interest this entire year. They're literally sharing space with Bad Bunny, Somber, Deutsch, and Coldplay. Think about how insane that is. This is the group that we watched form through Dream Academy, and now they've become a top trending name in the entire American music scene. But that's not even the part that shocked me the most. They also ranked second in the US concert outfit search trends. Yes, people are literally looking up what to wear to a Katseye concert. When was the last time that happened for a rookie group that debuted outside of Korea? Beyoncé, Katy Perry, Lady Gaga, and Katseye. That's the entire list. That's not normal. That's cultural penetration. That's fans trying to look like the fandom, trying to match the vibe, trying to be part of the moment. It means Katseye isn't just being listened to, they're being adopted. And let's be real, their first North American tour, Beautiful Chaos, played a huge role in this. This wasn't a casual, small-stage rookie tour. This was a full-on cultural moment. And then there's the Better in Denim campaign with Gap, which exploded in visibility. Honestly, that campaign alone probably created 500,000 new fans. It positioned the group in such a polished, Americana meets global pop aesthetic that I think a lot of people who weren't even into K-pop or global pop suddenly went, hold up, who are these girls? But the real monster in the room is Gabriela, or Gabriela, depending on which stylization you prefer. This song has taken over the internet in a way that's hard to describe without sounding dramatic. It topped lyric search trends worldwide. Not just the US, but globally. That's a big deal, because lyric searches reflect obsession. People don't search lyrics if they don't connect deeply. They search when a melody is stuck in their head, when a line hits emotionally, when they want to know what the artist is really saying. And Gabriela becoming one of the most searched lyrics in the world basically proves that the song has crossed into everyday cultural usage. And sonically, that makes sense. The song is a sophisticated mix of pop and Latin-inspired acoustic guitar, with vocals that feel surprisingly mature for a group this young. There's a sensual, warm energy to it, the kind of sound that isn't trying to be trendy, it just is. In terms of chart performance, Gabriela peaked at number 31 on the Billboard Hot 100, number 38 on the UK charts, and number 10 on Spotify's weekly top songs global. To give perspective, most rookie groups don't get anywhere near these numbers until multiple comebacks later, if they ever reach them at all. Katseye hit them within their first major wave of popularity. I want to ask you, do you think this is purely organic growth? Or is this the result of Hybe's massive influence, planning, and multi-home, multi-genre strategy? Or maybe both? I honestly think it's a combination. Hybe gave them the structure, but the members gave the world something they didn't realize they wanted. And their influence doesn't stop at music charts. YouTube's Global Culture and Trends report placed Katseye in its list of major US trending topics across all categories, from cultural movements to viral characters. They were literally the only artist included. Not the only K-pop artist. The only artist, period. That means the group is part of what Americans are talking about culturally this year, in the same space as social trends, memes, and viral events. This is huge because it suggests Katseye isn't functioning like a traditional idol group. They're functioning more like a global social media phenomenon. Think about that. When you enter the cultural conversation of a country, not just the music conversation, that's a sign you're becoming part of the collective vocabulary. That's what BTS did. That's what Blackpink did. But Katseye is doing it in a completely different way, and much faster. And let's talk about their origin, because this is where things get even more interesting. Katseye wasn't trained in the typical K-pop trainee system. They came from Dream Academy, a global audition project that basically said, let's build a group for the world, in the world, with members who already understand Western culture. They debuted in the US in June last year, not in Korea. And a year later, they're Grammy nominees. Not just nominees, but nominees in two categories that matter: Best New Artist and Best Pop Duo Group Performance. If Katseye wins even one of those awards, it will be a historical moment. And honestly, I want to know, do you think they have a real shot? Best New Artist is extremely competitive, and the Grammys are unpredictable. But Katseye being nominated already shows that the Recording Academy is paying attention. And if there's one thing we know, it's that once the Academy pays attention to a global act, the momentum can skyrocket. But here's where I want to step back and talk to you directly. Because numbers and rankings aside, I'm curious about something deeper. Are we witnessing the rise of a new global pop blueprint? Is Katseye proving that the next generation of global music groups won't be tied to one country at all? Think about it. They're trained by a Korean company, debuted in America, cultivated global fandom from the start, and produce music that blends multiple cultural influences. They don't fit the mold of K-pop, J-pop, Western pop, or Latin pop. They're blending all of it. And maybe this is why they rank so high in searches, because people are trying to understand who they are. They're new, they're different, they're confusing in a good way. They represent what music consumption looks like now, borderless. Some fans argue that Katseye is not K-pop at all, and others say they absolutely are. Some say they're the future of K-pop, and others say they're the future of American pop. So let me throw the question to you. What do you think Katseye is? What do you call them? And does it even matter? Because at the end of the day, when a group hits this level of search volume and cultural impact, the labels start to feel less important. And you know what I find really fascinating? People talk about Katseye as if they came out of nowhere, but the numbers don't lie. They earned every ounce of this attention. They didn't trend because of a scandal, or because someone famous mentioned them, or because they had a viral controversy. They trended because people genuinely fell in love with the music, the visuals, the concept, the performances, the branding. That's rare. That's how you build a legacy. Now let's talk about the thing I know a lot of you have opinions on: their sudden rise to this level. Is it sustainable, or are they just having a massive moment that might fade after the Grammys? Personally, I think they're in a very unique position. They haven't peaked yet. Gabriela was a breakthrough, not a peak. Their image, sound, and concept feel like they're still evolving. And that's actually a good sign. Groups that peak too fast usually burn out. But Katseye still feels like they're uncovering new layers of their identity with each project. And one more thing, the fact that their fashion searches skyrocketed is a huge indicator of longevity. When fans are looking up outfits to wear to your concerts or trying to match your concept, that's the beginning of a cultural ecosystem. Music groups with strong fashion influence rarely fade quickly because fashion cements them in visual memory. So now I want to ask you, do you think Katseye will eventually become a household name worldwide? Or do you think they'll remain more niche but powerful? And if you've been following them from Dream Academy days, does seeing them next to Beyonce and Bad Bunny on global trend reports feel surreal to you? For me, it's exciting. It feels like we're witnessing a shift. And it feels like Katseye is going to be one of those groups we look back on in 10 years and say, we watched that happen live. So that's the story. Katseye has officially cemented themselves as one of the most searched, most talked about, and most culturally influential groups of 2025. From Google rankings to Grammy nominations, from chart-topping hits to fashion dominance, they're not just rising, they're leading a new wave. But now it's your turn. What do you think about Katseye's insane global momentum right now? Is it deserved? Is it surprising? Do you think they'll win a Grammy? And what song of theirs do you think should have been nominated but wasn't? Drop your thoughts in the comments because I want to hear every perspective. And as always, thanks for watching On Young Buzz. Let's keep the conversation going.